CBI has arrested 3 people in connection with the Odisha train accident. Arun Kumar, Mohammed Amir Khan, and Pappu have been arrested by the CBI under Section 304, which is the section for culpable homicide not amounting to murder, and 201, which is the section for destruction of evidence. What the CBI has found in its preliminary investigation is that these 3 individuals who have been arrested, part of the signalling department, one was SSC signal Balasore, second was SSC signal Soro, and third Pappu was a technician. They were responsible for giving the proper signal. Coromandel Express received the wrong signal and therefore it reached the loop line, and this was because the trio and the signalling department were aware that during maintenance work they had wrongly labelled the signalling system. They were aware of it. Railway's own inquiry has established that since 2018 this problem with the signalling system was there. They were aware, but because of their awareness they were able to manage the situation somehow, ensuring that the correct signal was being given to the trains. But in this particular case something went wrong, and that led to the wrong signal to the Coromandel Express, leading to the collision between the goods train Coromandel and the third train in this case. So what exactly is the CBI's evidence so far? They have established that there was this mistake. Why is this being treated as culpable homicide not amounting to murder and not as a lapse leading to departmental inquiry is perhaps a subsequent action by the trio. CBI has also imposed the section of destruction of evidence, which is 201, which basically means that CBI officials feel that after the accident happened, the trio who have been arrested, they realized that it was their fault which was responsible for the loss of life of so many, and they subsequently got into the mode of destruction of evidence. That then makes their crime even more graver. Initially, Ashwini Vaishnav, the railway minister, had said that railway suspected that this was a case of sabotage, but in this case it is not the section of murder 302 which has been imposed, which basically means that this is not being treated as a premeditated conspiracy. To establish sabotage, perhaps CBI officials had to gather evidence to show that this was done, the wrong signalling was done as part of a well thought out conspiracy. But section 120B also has not been mentioned by CBI so far, which means essentially the officials have concluded prima facie that this was a mistake which led to the loss of life. But if you compare it in terms of road traffic, it is like a road accident. So it is being treated in that sense, but it's a destruction of evidence charge which makes this graver. It will be interesting to note when this matter reaches the court of law, how do these 3 defend themselves against this charge? Also, are there others involved? If the charge is, and this is what Railway's own inquiry has also established, that there was awareness within the signalling and telecommunication department that there has been a fault when the signalling system was sent for maintenance, when the circuit map was to be prepared, that was not done. When the labeling of the circuit board had to be done properly, that was not done. There was this awareness within the department, but that awareness was not taken to a level where the mistake was rectified. And then, of course, like I said, the destruction of evidence charge that is made out. CBI we'll have to wait and see if CBI makes any further arrests, but for now, these 3 will be produced in a court of law. What we have to watch out for if CBI seeks further custody to question them, to try and establish if there were others who were aware of the system, or they're allowed to go into judicial custody. Judicial custody would just make it easier for them to seek bail. But with this arrest, the initial suspicion that railway minister and the railway department had that this was a case of human error, I think that has CBI has managed to establish to some extent. The question that begs answer is that if indeed there was a systemic issue since 2018, as seems to be the initial indication from Railway's own inquiry, if CBI too finds out that this has been a systemic error, then where should the buck stop? Should it just stop at these 3? That's the next big question that perhaps CBI investigators should ask.